Hello everyone, myself Kale Amol Prof, Assistant Professor, Swami Vivekanand Senior College, Mantha. Firstly, I would like to welcome all the BSc FY students. I am going to teach you an important topic, chemical bonding of the second SEM. Here, the word chemical bonding indicates that, as we know, whenever two atoms or more than two atoms combine together, they form a molecule, and in that molecule, whatever the atom is present, they are held together by a bond. That means that atoms which are present in the molecule will have a tendency to form a bond with the another atom by interacting with the either gain of electron, loss of electron, or by sharing of electron. So we have to learn that what is meant by the chemical bond. As we know that matter is composed by combination of atoms of a same or different elements. In the molecule, the atoms are held together by a known force of attraction which is called as a chemical bond. Means की ज्यावेळेस आपण एकापेक्षा जास्त ॲटम कंबाईन करतो आणि त्याच्यापासून मॉलिक्यूल तयार करतो, तर त्या मॉलिक्यूलमधल्या असलेल्या ॲटम्समध्ये एक बॉन्ड असतो आणि त्या मॉलिक्यूलमधले जे ॲटम्स एकमेकासोबत जे अटॅच असतात त्यामध्ये असतो एक नोन फोर्स ऑफ अट्रॅक्शन, and that is called as a chemical bond. Means in that molecule the atoms are held together by a known force of attraction which is called as a chemical bond. In 1961, Kissel, Lewis and Langmuir proposed the theory based on the electronic structure of atom which is known as the electronic theory of valency or octet theory. Whenever the two atoms of a same or different which forms a molecule, and this molecule will form either by interacting atoms by losing electrons, by gaining electrons, or by sharing of electrons. Means by three way we can form a bond in the molecule where the atoms interacting by losing electron or by gaining electron or by sharing of electrons. So by these three methods we can form a bond between the atoms. So considering this, we have three types of bond: ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate bond. So we have to learn each bond. So firstly, ionic bond. Here, ionic bond word indicates there is the ion formation occurs. So firstly, we will define the ionic bond. A chemical bond which is formed by the transfer of one or more valence electrons from electropositive atom to electronegative atom, so that both acquire the noble gas electronic configuration. Means in during the ionic bond formation, whatever the atom present in that molecule, both atom, one of them atom acts as a electropositive and another atom acts as a electronegative atom. And what happens whenever the electropositive and electronegative atom present in the molecule? Whenever the electronegative atom is present, they have a tendency to accept electron, and which forms a negatively charged anion, while electropositive metal have a tendency to donate electron which will form a positively charged cation. And as we know, when the two oppositely charged ion forms, they have a strong electrostatic force of attraction. So these are the examples of ionic bond: sodium chloride, barium chloride, beryllium chloride, aluminum chloride, potassium chloride. Now see, in the example of sodium chloride, this sodium chloride is made up of two atoms, one is sodium and another is chlorine. While observing their position in the periodic table, sodium occurs left side of the periodic table while chlorine occurs at the right side of the periodic table. That means sodium is a alkali metal while chlorine is a non-metal, and sodium is a electropositive in nature, and electropositive elements have a tendency to donate electron which will form a positively charged ion called as a cation, while chlorine, which is a electronegative element and would have a tendency to accept electron, which forms a negatively charged ion called as the anion. So in the sodium chloride, the sodium acts as electropositive while chlorine acts as electronegative in nature. Here the sodium loses its outermost one electron to the chlorine because sodium have a tendency to donate electron while chlorine having a tendency to accept electron. Whenever sodium loses the electron, it will form a positively charged cation called as a sodium cation, and whenever chlorine accepts the electrons, it forms a negatively charged anion called as a chloride anion. See in this example. So after formation of two oppositely charged sodium cation and chloride ion anion, it will occurs a strong electrostatic force of attraction. And as we know, whenever two oppositely charged ion forms, there is the occurrence of electrostatic force of attraction, and whenever there is a same ions formation occur, there is electrostatic force of repulsion occurs. So this is the diagrammatical representation of ionic bond formation in the sodium chloride. These are the more examples where example showing the formation of ionic bond in the molecule like magnesium oxide, lithium fluoride and lithium sulfide. Now saying its characteristics, as we know, ionic bond occurs in those molecules which having a formation of two oppositely charged ions, and whenever the two oppositely charged ions forms, there is the strong electrostatic force of attraction, and such type of bond occurs in the molecule will have a high melting point and a high boiling point. Similarly, they are non-volatile and soluble in water, and there, if they are soluble in water, that means their solution conducts electric current, and ionic bond is also called as the electrovalent bond. Inorganic compounds are ionic compounds. Now the second types of bond, that is the covalent bond. After ionic bond, there is a second type of bond, covalent bond. Let's say its definition. Defined as a bond which is formed by sharing of one or more pair of electrons between the atoms in a molecule. And this type of bond is formed by equal sharing of electrons. Both the atoms contribute one electron each and then share resulting pair of electrons. After its definition, and that definition shows that whenever two atoms combines, they form a molecule, and both the atoms will mutually share the electron which forms a bond between them, and that bond is called as the covalent bond. That means equal sharing of electron takes place. Whenever in the molecule required one electron each, they will equally share the electron and forms a covalent bond. Here is the example: H2, CH4, NH3, etc. Now see the covalent bond formation. Here, atom which is a non-metal, atom second is a non-metal or metalloids. Now see in the atom A, which having the seven electrons in the outermost shell. Similarly, B atom having a 7 electron in the outermost shell. That means in order to complete its octet, both require 1 electron each. Either in the covalent bond formation, there is no any loss of or gain of electron takes place. There is the mutual sharing of electron takes place. So here the sharing of available valence electron, which will form a covalent molecule or covalent bond. Now see in the example of hydrogen molecule formation, the hydrogen each hydrogen atom having a one electron in their shell, in their orbital, and this in order to complete the stable electron configuration, hydrogen molecule required each one electron, so that will form a covalent bond. Here in this figure showing that the hydrogen, both the hydrogen atom equally shares the electron, which forms the covalent molecule. These are the examples of covalent bond formation: water molecule and ammonia molecule. Now see the characteristics of covalent bond. Covalent bond is commonly found in organic compounds, and that covalent compounds are volatile and generally insoluble in a water but soluble in organic solvents, and they possess a slow melting and boiling point because of the lower electronegativity difference, and their aqueous solution does not conduct the electric current. Number 3, that is the coordinate bond, and this bond is also called as the dative covalent bond, and a coordinate is a covalent bond in which both electrons come from the same atom, and here unequal sharing of electron takes place. That means whenever the coordinate bond occurs in the molecule, the electrons come from the same atom. That means unequal sharing of electrons takes place. Means what happens in this coordinate bond? Here one atom is called as the electron rich or electron donor, and another is called as the electron acceptor or electron deficient. Here the atom which is electron rich, in electron rich, which have shares the lone pair of electrons, and electron deficient will take that the lone pair of electrons, that is the acceptor. In the formation of coordinate bond, the electron pair is held in common, and the coordination bond is represented by an arrow pointed away from the donor atom towards the acceptor atom. Now see here in this example that in a atom, which is a donor atom, which having the lone pair of electrons, while in the acceptor atom B, which is a short of 2 electrons. So this donor atom with a lone pair of electron will shares with the acceptor atom, which forms the coordinate covalent bond, and such a molecules are called as a coordinate compound, say in this diagrammatic representation. Similar, the another example, that is the ammonia with the hydronium ion, that is the ammonium ion formation. Here in ammonium ion there is the coordinate bond formation occurs. Now see here, in a ammonia molecule which is electron rich, it forms a three covalent bond and which having the lone pair of electrons, while in case of uh, hydronium ion which have a zero number of electrons, that means it is a electron deficient. So this ammonia, in ammonia molecule, the nitrogen atom will shares the lone pair of electron with the electron deficient hydronium ion, which forms a coordinate covalent bond with the nitrogen. And here that arrow indicates that the lone pair of electrons shared with the hydrogen atoms. These are the some characteristics of coordinate covalent bond. Their melting and boiling points are higher than purely covalent compounds and lower than the purely ionic compounds. These are the sparingly soluble in polar solvent like water, but readily soluble in a non-polar solvent. Like covalent compounds, they are also bad conductors of electricity. So here from this topic we have learned the three types of bond: ionic bond, covalent bond and coordinate covalent bond. On the next video we will learn an important theory, that is the valence bond theory. Thank you.